Welcome to my channel Beyond the Spotlight, where we delve into the captivating stories of extraordinary individuals who have shaped the course of history and left an indelible impact on the world. For more informative videos, subscribe to my channel. Today we are discussing about life and achievements of Nelson Mandela. Early life and education. Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela was born on July 18, 1918, in the village of Mvezo in the Eastern Cape Province of South Africa. He was born into the Tembu royal family, and his birth name, Rolihlahla, means pulling the branch of a tree, or metaphorically, troublemaker. He later became known by his English name, Nelson. Mandela's father, Gadla Henry Mpakanyiswa, was a local chief, and his mother, Nozakeni Fanny, was the third of his father's 4 wives. Mandela's early exposure to traditional Tembu customs and his father's influence shaped his values and sense of justice. Mandela attended a local missionary school and then the Clarkberry Boarding Institute and Wesleyan College, where he was given the English name, Nelson. Later, he studied law at the University of Fort Hare and the University of Witwatersrand. Political activism and anti-apartheid struggle. Mandela's involvement in political activism began during his university years. He joined the African National Congress, ANC, in 1943, which was fighting against the apartheid policies of racial segregation enforced by the white minority government in South Africa. As the ANC's resistance escalated, Mandela became a prominent leader. He was involved in organizing protests, strikes, and other forms of civil disobedience. In 1952, he and Oliver Tambo established the first black law firm in South Africa, providing legal aid to those affected by apartheid laws. Arrest and imprisonment. In 1961, the ANC formed an armed wing called Umkhonto we Sizwe, Spear of the Nation, and Mandela became its leader. He advocated for non-violent methods, but the Sharpeville massacre of 1960 and subsequent events pushed him towards a more militant stance. In 1962, Mandela was arrested and charged with sabotage and other offenses. In 1964, he was sentenced to life imprisonment during the infamous Rivonia trial. He spent 27 years in prison, most of it on Robben Island, enduring harsh conditions and minimal contact with the outside world. Release and negotiations. International pressure and internal resistance forced the South African government to consider political reforms. In 1990, after immense pressure and negotiations, President F.W. de Klerk ordered Mandela's release from prison. Mandela emerged as a symbol of resistance and reconciliation. He worked closely with de Klerk to dismantle apartheid and establish a multiracial democracy. Together, they won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993 for their efforts. Presidency and legacy. In 1994, South Africa held its first multiracial elections, and Mandela became the country's first black president. His presidency was marked by efforts to heal the nation's wounds, bridge racial divides, and implement policies to address the deep inequalities inherited from apartheid. Mandela served 1 term as president and voluntarily stepped down in 1999, setting an example of democratic leadership. He continued his activism and advocacy for human rights, global peace, and combating HIV/AIDS. Nelson Mandela passed away on December 5, 2013, at the age of 95, at his home in Johannesburg. His legacy endures as a symbol of peace, reconciliation, and the triumph of the human spirit over adversity. He remains an inspiration for people around the world who strive for justice, equality, and freedom.